G'day, I am Jackaro Toro, and on this channel I talk about Australian Aboriginal languages, mostly about Pama-Nyungan languages, but not exclusively. So in this series I talk about verbs, and I have been discussing verb classification in a number of videos now. Verb classification in the north and northwest of Australia, and the complex verbs that we find in these verb classifying languages. And in the last few videos I've been going through the common verb classes, but I haven't still mentioned the sit-be class or the stand class. By the way, as in previous videos, all examples on the board here are from the Ngarla language, which is the language I know best. So, according to McGregor, the sit-be class is often marked by ny in Pama-Nyungan languages. And there is one complex verb in the Ngarla database with ny. This one, Gendi, Gendi. Yes, and as it so happens, the synchronic Ngarla verb for sit and be is this one, nyini. So essentially ny with an added syllable. But the question is, why is there only one verb with ny that is known? I don't know. So when you see something in the database and don't listen to sound files, one question that becomes relevant is it really a complex verb you're looking at? And in this case, I am sure. You see, this uninflecting verb, Gendi, takes a number of other inflecting verbs too, with slight differences in the senses of the verbs. So Gendi also occurs with kari, ngarri, ri, and ja. Yes, so here we have Monye, the demonstrative for something that is far away. Actually, these two words make up the object, pananya, third person plural accusative, and wanda, tree. And we have marongolo. So marongo, man, in the ergative case. So the man is making the trees upright, is what this means literally. So in this context, is planting trees. Now, where this fits in, I am not 100% sure of. Perhaps this just indicates the location over there. So the man is planting trees over there. Yes. When it comes to the stand category, McGregor writes that it is far less frequent in Pama-Nyungan languages than the sit-be one. And the verbs used to mark this category, so the verbs meaning to stand, are quite varied. There are a lot of different verbs used. So does Ngarla have the stand category? I would say this is unclear. But we find a number of other limited inflecting verbs. For example, we have 3 different complex verbs that include pinya. Here we have joro, pinyari. And I know that this is a complex verb because joro, this uninflecting verb, also takes the inflecting verb ma. When it comes to pinya and the verbs it occurs in, it seems that 2 of them are atelic, like here, and 1 is telic. And that is pretty much the only thing I can say about that. So here we have Monye yawadallo, that horse with the relevant ergative endings. Joro pinyari is rolling, pulala, the Ngarla reflexive, the only reflexive they have. So that horse is rolling himself. Yes. We also find marri in 4 different complex verbs. 3 of them would seem to be telic and 1 to be atelic. And the 3 telic ones are interesting because they have similar senses, as it so happens. They mean come together or gather together. So here we have come together. So we have kulju, many, mori, an intensifier, marungo, man. So essentially lots of people. Marga mariambia, marabigori malo. Marabigori is the Ngarla name for Port Hedland in Western Australia, and malo is exact location. Here we have margamari, and then present tense, an epenthetic element, the only function of which is to split up 2 endings that cannot occur next to each other because of phonotactic constraints. And in the Ngarla verb phrase, yan and ya cannot occur next to each other. And yan is a person marker, 3rd person plural. So this means lots of people are gathering in Port Hedland. That's what it means. Yes, then we have 3 verbs with jari, with very disparate meanings. Actually, I found a mistake in my article about verb classification in Ngarla that was published in the Australian Journal of Linguistics. I noted there that I wrote that I knew about or knew of 2 complex verbs with jari. In fact, I know of 3. So, but what I suspect could have been happening here with Jari, return, and Jari, is that this was originally something else, the first sound in Jari, and then it changed and took on the same place of articulation as the preceding sound. This could be the case here. It could not be the case with Jari, which is the 3rd verb with jari, which means to laugh. However, I am unsure of that verb. The examples with junni jari are ambiguous. Come to think of it, maybe that's why I didn't include it in my Australian Journal of Linguistics article. Anyway, so Ngarla means both now and today. Ngaya, I, karin jari gora, where gora is the purposive ending. So I intend to return today or now. So we have Jari, and in the database I also have ngarri. Both of these ones seem to mean come in and out of vision. But the examples with this complex verb are a bit problematic. But anyway, when an uninflecting verb occurs with different inflecting verbs, there are usually slight differences in meaning between the different verbs. And I think that will be the focus of the next video. Uninflecting verbs occurring with different inflecting verbs, and what we can say about the semantics of the uninflecting verbs. This will be all for now. See you later.